You're listening to Feel Good Astrology with Louisatannermunson. To request a reading with Louisa, go to www.feelgoodastrology.com.
Hey Pisces, welcome back. It's Louisa Tannermunson from Feel Good Astrology, and I'm here with your 5-minute forecast for the month of May. Now, as these forecasts go, I would say that you've got one of the more harmonious months ahead than the other signs. So give yourself a pat on the back for that. And I've got a few things I'd like to share with you that I think will be of assistance. First of all, I can see that there are a few dates that are particularly like bringing up your sensitivity. So the first one would be the 1st, the 7th, the 14th, the 20th, and the 28th. It's very much based on the moon cycle. As you can see, those dates are all 7 days apart, absolutely fitting in with the moon cycle. But where all the action is, I think, in terms of this month ahead, is very much you've got this polarity of things to consider. First of all, from the community that you live in and the community that you aspire to live in. So there's a bit of conflict from what you know to what you don't yet know. It feels like there's some conflict there to resolve. And then at the same time, there is this need and desire to understand how you can have control over your mental health and your physical health. It feels like obviously they're both feeding into each other. And yet, which one is the one that's doing the damage first? How do you get out of a cycle of, like, for instance, if you're not looking after your physical health, the mental health suffers, and vice versa. But like, what can you do to get it all going? How can you reset it? And that's where I think there's a lot of action for you. So let's dive in. Most of the interesting stuff I think about this month ahead for you is happening in the 1st and the 3rd week. In particular, the full moon on the 5th is a particularly sensitive day. On that day, when the full moon is occurring in the sign of Scorpio, it's highlighting everything foreign, everything adventurous, everything spiritual, everything political, everything to do with your belief systems and what you hope to learn, what you don't yet know. It is encouraging you to consider things outside of your field of consciousness, outside of what you're comfortable knowing, comfortable believing. It is going to be a challenge. And it feels like people in your immediate environment aren't as open as you. And it's really frustrating. It's very, very difficult to know what to believe. So it's putting your mind in a bit of a spin. A few days later, we've got Venus moving into an area of romance and also creativity. I think that's going to help, actually, as Venus goes into the sign of Cancer. It goes very nicely for you as a Pisces. It feels very harmonious. It feels very much like you're loving relationships and what you want to create in the world. It all feels very much in balance. So I think this is a particularly nice phase you're going into. Now, from the 16th, Jupiter, which is one of your rulers, the main planetary ruler, is changing signs. And this is significant. This should create a bit of a step up in your energy. Now, it's opening up the area of your chart to do with communications and your locality and your community and your friends and all the people in your local environment. To me, it feels like you're going into a year ahead where you're really connecting for maybe the first time in a long time. It really feels like you can start to show people who you really are and what you know. So I really, really like that aspect. And on the 19th, there is a new moon in this part of your chart, really emphasizing how you can learn about the people around you and how you can learn to be more vital and important within your community. From the 20th, 21st, it does feel like the health and the mental health aspects can get a bit strained. In particular, your desire to be very physical and your desire to renovate your health and renovate your life and to make some key changes. It's really, really strong. And yet you may well find you've got some hidden belief systems, like in your mental health, that are preventing you from making these changes. You may need to go down the route of establishing why you have resistances in place to help you get healthy. What is stopping you from maybe doing some physical exercise? What is stopping you from doing a diet? What is stopping you from making a leap forwards? And, the unconscious mind is a really great thing. It will protect you. It will do its best to keep you alive. So you may well find that you've got some belief system from years back that's preventing you from making a step forward. So I think there's a bit of investigation work that needs to take place for you to be able to absolutely enjoy making these new changes. Last of all, then, from the 21st, the sun is moving into the sign of Gemini, and it's bringing a little bit of comfort and self-expression at home. It's allowing you to feel a lot more like that sense of belonging that you've been hoping for. So I do think you're going to feel at home by the end of the month, and I think this is going to be quite an interesting month ahead for you.
Reading with Louisa, go to www.feelgoodastrology.com.